Hello, everybody. Lovely to see you here again. I'm Susie Valentine. I'm a Master Theta Healing instructor. I'm a psychic and I communicate with starseeds. Today, we're going to do psychic reading sessions for you. So I see there's already some questions in the chat. So let's get started on that. We will first do some questions and we will round off with a Theta Healing meditation. And of course, if you submitted a question via susievalentine.com, we will also answer your question. Why am I not going to start with that? So I'm just going to start with a person who submitted a question through the website. I'm just going to post it in the chat. And I'm going to start with answering that one, and then I will go to the questions in the chat. Okay. So we're going to have a look for Wei, or Y. I don't know how to pronounce your name exactly. I'm sorry, but your question is, I want to know what my past connection was with the person I'm currently in an intimate relationship with and what lessons I meant to learn from them. Okay, let's go and have a look for you. Okay. Okay, if you just clarifying what I understand of past connection is when I understand past connection, if your souls knew each other already. That's what I would understand. If that's a different way that you mean it, you need to let me know. But what I'm picking up is when I see both of your souls and tune into the energy, it feels like your souls know each other already for a very long period of time. You've met each other in previous lifetimes. There's definitely some kind of soul connection there. Just letting people know when your souls know each other, it doesn't mean that you're always most compatible. Sometimes you're very compatible, but sometimes you might not be as compatible in this lifetime. So it doesn't mean that when your souls know each other, that you're always compatible. You will meet quite a few people whereby you just meet them and you're like, ooh, I feel like I've known you for years. And that's probably because on some level your souls know each other and you just recognize the energy. Yeah. In terms of the lessons from your relationship, that's not really for me to answer that. That is something for you to do the inner work. Guys, when you want to, everything that happens in life, there often is a lesson or a learning in there. And this is a beautiful opportunity to actually go within. Take a deep breath. Connect to your heart. And really feel into what am I learning from this relationship? Why did it come on my path? Why did I experience this? And sometimes the learnings, the learnings can open your eyes. Doing this exercise can really shift a lot in your belief system, in your level of consciousness, in your energy, how it flows. So I invite you to do that. Yeah? Okay. I hope that helped you. Let's go to Sweet Fairyish. Hi, Sandhya here. I would be grateful for a message from my higher self about my recovery journey from the autoimmune disease, please. My health is improving, but not seeing any opportunity for work yet. Thanks. Hey, it's amazing your health is improving. I'm so pleased to hear that. Okay, let's have a look what your higher self has to say. So when we connect to the higher self, your higher self is like the most evolved version of you, right? It doesn't mean that it's without belief or that it's enlightened. It's the most evolved version of you. Okay, when I speak to your higher self, first of all, there's a lot of unconditional love for you from your higher self. And that's beautiful to see. And the next thing I'm hearing is that there's quite an impatience energy. And one of the things that you're learning throughout this process is how to be patient, how to tune in more to the energy, how to tune into your intuition, how to tune into your feelings, how to tune into what your body is telling you. And once you get better and better with these processes, opportunities open up. But it's like the message from the higher self is like, why is she so impatient? Things are processed, things are being lined up. But a little bit of patience is required. Let's have a look. What else? Okay, what the higher self would like you to focus on is how to appreciate yourself more for the steps that you do take, for the rest that you take, for all the actions that you take, for whenever you follow your intuition, whenever you listen to like the inner guidance and the higher guidance that you're getting. It's like focus on being proud of what you have achieved. Focus on all the great actions you are already taking so that you can allow the energy to open up for work to come in. And then combine that with that patience energy so things can flow and unfold for you. That's what I'm getting at the moment from your higher self. Okay. I hope that helped you, Sanja. Ascending Universal Butterfly. Susie, happy Monday. Happy Monday to you too. Good to see you. Any messages from my higher self regarding moving forward and aligning at the present time? Thanks. Let's have a look for you. Okay. It's quite interesting. It's like maybe the theme is impatience here. I'm becoming more patient today. That's probably quite possible that the energy is really focusing on there, because like what I'm being shown is as soon as a thought or an idea or something pops into your head, you want to have it converted like that straight away, and it needs to happen now. Well, at the same time, you're also really on your spiritual path, and you're definitely on a journey there, and that's beautiful to witness as well, energetically. And there you are learning that process of being present more, being patient more, allowing to be more of your authentic self and let that energy come through. And it's almost like as soon as you have an idea, you want to have it converted straight away. But on the other hand, you're learning the opposite thing of how to be present. And they're almost like you're going head to head. So what your higher self is like communicating to me is like, how can you balance these two a little bit more? That you allow the ideas and next steps and the actions and the thoughts to come in, to be aware of them, whilst at the same time be present, and then use that energy of intention setting and aligned action to convert some of these ideas. Now, you don't need to convert them all. There's only like a couple that would really benefit of really taking action on. So it's about finding that balance between like receiving the messages and being in tune, as well as being present and allowing your authentic energy to flow. But being present, it's about trusting that things happen at the right time, in the right way, in the highest and best way for you and all. And that's a process you're going through. That's a process you're learning at the moment. That's the message from the higher self. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. And let me know if it resonates. It's me, Nimira. Hello, Susie. Can I have a message from the spirits? if I'm on the right path of healing. Okay, I think there's a little bit of clarity needed. Do you guys know the difference between spirits, higher self, creator energy, spirit guides? Because there are so many different types of energies. I mean, you really have to be quite careful in what kind of energy you're actually asking advice from. When you are, for example, wanting to learn something in life, do you just ask advice to any person? No, you're going to look at, hey, which person do I resonate with? Which person is credible? Who is actually specialized in this specific thing? Who is the best person to guide me? And when we are asking different energies, it really helps me check into like which energy am I meant to ask, because there's different levels of consciousness and different types of energy. Sometimes you have spirits that can be prankster spirits. So we have to be a little bit careful here. Sometimes we want to ask a spirit guide. Now, a spirit guide is really there for you often, but it doesn't mean it's always enlightened energy. Often it isn't enlightened energy. They're still in their journey. Then you have the angels that they have more advanced energy often again. Then you have creator energy or divine energy, which is more of this pure unconditional love energy, which is one of the highest vibrations out there. Then you have your higher self. Your higher self is the most evolved version of you. So that doesn't mean that it's necessarily always giving you the best advice. Now, it's the most evolved version of you, or depending where you are in your journey, you might benefit more of getting an answer from an angel or from creator. Now, we use Theta Healing. I use Theta Healing as a technique. I love that technique. I think it's awesome because it's incredibly powerful. It really helps you to grow in your confidence, but it also helps you to get a really strong connection with the divine or creator energy. And that's like the pure unconditional love energy. There's no judgment. There's no lower vibrations in there. It's really learning how to connect to this unconditional love energy. So, Namira, if it's okay with you, I'm actually going to ask for a message from Creator for you. Would that be all right? Okay. If you're on the right path in healing, let's have a look. You know what I get when I connect to that creator energy? I literally get, darling, there is no wrong path. You're following your intuition, you're finding your way, and you're finding the path that's right for you. And what would you do if you know that everything you choose is right for you and there's no wrong path? Which direction would you go? What action would you take? You've been doing amazing on your journey so far, so keep going. Keep following your intuition. Keep following that inner guidance and that creator guidance. Yeah. Have the confidence. Can the creator show you what it feels like to have confidence? What it feels like to believe in yourself? What it feels like to have confidence in yourself? Anybody who likes that energy can say yes. Can the creator show you what it feels like that you always make the right choice? No matter what choice you make, the choice is there right for you because you're learning something out of it. You're gaining a certain experience. And what it feels like to make the right choice for you. And how to appreciate yourself for making the right choice for you. And how to live in harmony with yourself. Also with the choices that you've made and that you're making. Would you like that? Yeah. Now, Theta Healing can really help you to resolve some of the beliefs, limiting beliefs that might be blocking certain things, might be blocking some clarity, or might be blocking being able to move forward. Or when you release some limiting beliefs, it might really strengthen that energy to gain more confidence. But the positive outlook and really looking at a perspective of knowing that you always make the right choice because you're always learning something from the experience you have is an interesting perspective. I hope that helped you, Namira. Very good. Thank you for explaining. You're welcome. There's quite a lot of misunderstanding in a lot of these things, and I think having the right understanding of some of these terms and also knowing that when you ask for guidance, you ask the right energy, it's going to be a lot more helpful. Okay. Lotus of Serendipity. Hi, Miss Susie. What is my soul wanting to awaken in me for my highest good, please? Many blessings with love. Okay, what I'm being shown is it's not for me to give you the answer here. It is for you to actually go and ask the answers, discover the answers yourself, because you have that connection, you've got it in you, and it's time to start trusting that a little bit more. So, what I'm being shown is have a pen and paper, do a little exercise, breathe deeply, relax, go in a relaxing state, when a place where you're not being disturbed, and really sit with that question for about 5 minutes. What is my soul wanting to awaken for my highest good? So do that question for 5 minutes. If you get answers, that's fine. But you're not gonna let one answer be the final answer. Like you ask that question, you allow the answers to come in for 5 minutes. And you will see that the longer you allow yourself to have time for this, the deeper the answers are, the different perspectives you're getting, and you're being allowed to actually discover more about yourself. And that's the journey for you at the moment. Enjoy that process. It's wonderful, it's magical, it's sacred. Okay. 1122 forced. Let's have a look. Let me just cleanse the energy again. Hi, I would like to get some clarity on the next steps of my career and life that my higher self wishes me to act on. Okay. If you're okay, I'm actually going to ask creator guidance instead of the higher self, because I feel you're going to get a different perspective when I'm asking like creator energy or divine energy. So just letting you know that I'm tuning into that instead of the higher self. I'm just being called to do that at the moment. So it was clear to the next steps of your career and life. Okay. It feels like you're almost like at some crossroads. There's some decision-making moments. There's new opportunities opening up for you. There is some energy there of like, I'm done with what I'm doing. I've done this and I've had enough now. And what I'm being shown is that you have these feelings because for a while there has been some guidance already into like a new direction, a slightly different path, a slightly different direction. And it's like there was interest, there was curiosity there, but there wasn't the courage to take action or to move into that direction. And it's almost like initially it was a little bit of a calling, and it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And that energy of like being done is also like getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And if you like, it's almost like, what is it telling you, right? If that energy is like, yes, I'm done, I feel like I want something else, I feel like there's something more to explore for me, I'm not getting the fulfillment out of my current careers that I maybe once got. Energetically, it's telling you a message. And of course, it's your decision. Everybody has free will, and let nobody tell you what to do, because you need to make your own decisions. But it's guiding you in a slightly different direction to explore different things. And it's like, it feels like in the industry that you're in, there's quite fixed rules, fixed boundaries, specific ways of doing it. But when I look at your energy, it really wants to like be more creative. It wants to allow some ideas out. And it doesn't mean you have to be doing arty stuff. It's more about allowing the energy to flow, allowing ideas to come up, allowing different perspective, different thoughts, different ways of approaching certain scenarios. And it wants more of that creativity, energy flow, idea generation. It wants to express it instead of being fixed to a certain way of working or a certain expectation of always doing it in that kind of way. So it's going into a direction where you can express more of who you are, not who you believe you need to be able to fit into society. No, into how can I be more, like, how can I honor my own energy more? How can I be more of my authentic self? So often people stop and suppress their own authentic energy because they don't feel like it's the way they belong, or it's the way that's accepted by society, or they might feel like they're going to be judged if they express that. But you have your energy because it's amazing and it's you, and it wants to flow, it wants to be there. When we keep suppressing our own energy flow, things like disease in the body can happen, right? Or other things can happen that just doesn't allow you to be fully in flow. And the message here is, how can you honor your own energy more? How can you listen to your own energy more? How can you act in alignment with your own energy? And then what you will see is that everything will start to flow more, and you will get more passionate about what you do, and there will be thereafter that energy of fulfillment around what you're doing. So 1122 forced, I hope that helps you. Okay. Ella M4, M4I. What do you see in regards to my love life? Which kind of person would suit me best, a partner? Thanks a lot. Let me have a look. This is not for me to influence. This is for you to actually do the exercise of clarity on what you are looking for in a partner. And what you can do here is get a piece of paper and write down how you would like to feel in a relationship. Write down how you want to make the other person feel in the relationship. Write down the things that are really important for you in a relationship. Start with that, and then setting the intention on attracting that type of person. That's going to be way more powerful than me telling you what might suit you, because you are attracting your partner. It's not for me to tell you what fits with you. Yeah. What I can say though is, make sure when you make your list that you value yourself, that you know that you're worthy, and that you make sure that that's included, because you're definitely worthy of attracting the relationship that fulfills you, that like lights you up, that inspires you, that brings you fun, whereby you feel like you can be your authentic self. And of course, the other person as well. You're worthy of that. Just make sure you know that. Okay. I hope that helped you. Just for 1122 force, thank you, Susie. I deeply resonate with it. Amazing. Then you know what to do, right? And just with these things, it doesn't have to happen overnight. You just set the intention and allow the energy to unfold, and then act upon the things when you're really feeling like inspired by, or what really calls you. And when you do that, things will unfold. And if you feel like you want to be more on like a journey of inner growth, inner discovery, learning about your belief system and how to shift these belief systems so everything can flow more, then just let me know, because it might be worth having a chat, seeing if like something like a Theta Healing course or something in that direction might actually be beneficial. That's what I'm seeing in your energy, but it needs to resonate and it needs to feel aligned. These things can't be pushed. It really needs to come and feel like feeling into that. So honor yourself there. Okay. And it's one of the most magical things that can open up then, right? Okay, let's go to the next person, Nancy. When is my next divine timing and what is it? Let's have a look. Okay. It feels like you're doing some inner work, and there needs to be like your divine timing can unlock and you can get more clarity on it when you start believing more in being able to really create your own reality, being able to influence, that you have clarity and knowingness, that you influence your experiences, that you attract your reality, that you create your reality, depending on, based on what you focus on, what beliefs you have, and things like that. It's almost like the knowing piece and the acceptance piece there needs to almost like fall into place a little bit more to open up that next divine timing. And the divine timing is around like, it feels like it's going to be done with like inspiring and supporting children on their journeys of like feeling that they might be misunderstood or not fitting in the system or not knowing how to deal with all the pressure that life's put upon them, and how to deal with like all these thoughts and other things that we're going through, especially when they feel they're not fitting in, especially when they feel like they're not being understood. I feel like there's some guidance there that you're giving around how they can value themselves more, how they like what it feels like to be understood, that they're allowed to be who they are, and how they can kind of live in the society without constantly feeling like they need to be a certain person in order to fit in. That's what I'm being shown at the moment. And there are different ways how that can be done. It doesn't have to be done in a specific way. So please don't feel like it has to be done in XYZ way. What I'm being shown is allow it to unfold in a fun and light way. But there's a bit of that inner work that needs to be done first. That you are through that process at the moment, going through that. Okay, I hope that helped you. And you will be there's beautiful fulfillment in that work. Okay. Danica, hello. I have some insights. May I have some insight about my job, working career? I have a full-time job, but I would like to create my own business in architecture and interior design. Is there some block around this? Let's have a look for you. You know what I see when I scan your energy, the biggest block that I see at the moment is like there is a resistance around allowing more of the newer technologies to come into that architecture and design work. It's almost like there's a belief that if I allow technologies and artificial intelligence to participate in my design work and in my architectural work, it will lose the creative touch. It will lose the human touch. And it's like it's either one or the other. And there's something around that in the energy around my work won't be authentic if I allow these newer innovations and newer technologies to fully incorporate. And it's almost like I don't want to do the work if I can't do it myself. And these are the blocks around that. But what I'm seeing is integrating artificial intelligence and the latest technologies is going to be of critical importance. And okay, let's do a couple of downloads for you. Can the creator show you? And anybody who wants this as well, can the creator show you what it feels like to still be, to still express your own creative ideas, your own design ideas, your own passion and your creativity, also when working with artificial intelligence, also when working with the latest technologies, also when receiving support and allowing yourself to be supported in that way, without the fear of losing its uniqueness, without the fear of losing its creativity, but by actually seeing the potential and knowing what it feels like to have the potential of this mixed approach. Would you like to receive that? Can the creator show you the power and the potential in this? And the fun in this? Yeah. Okay. Now, if this resonates, go and sit and do a little bit of like inner investigation and think, what is there? What is really blocking me there? How do I feel about that? What can I do to feel more at peace with that instead of like rejecting or resisting it? Okay, let me have that resonated. Okay. Manzi, in terms of being like a teacher, I don't know if you will be like a teacher. I see you working with these kids. I don't know exactly in what way that is going to be, but there is something around working with these kind of children. And you're welcome. Okay, Holland 8. Regarding MS symptoms, I did work since last time I asked you on that. I very present have my body could move easily sometimes and still does not change. I very present how my body could move easily sometimes and still does not change. Thank you. Can you just rewrite your question in a way that I can actually fully understand it? Because I don't feel like I can understand your question. Just pop it in the chat for me and then I will answer it. Danica, yes, thank you. Amazing. It resonates so much. Sending you much gratitude and creators love. You're welcome. I'm glad it resonated. Maria. Hello, Susie. I'd like to know if there's a bottom belief I still need to clear in order to bring in the new home I desire. Thank you. Let me have a look at the beliefs that I can see there. Okay, test some of the beliefs around on any level in any language I need to be homeless. On any level in any language, my spiritual gifts will open up more if I'm homeless. Okay, just a little caveat. I know Maria as a Theta Healing practitioner. I know how she is very good at clearing her own beliefs, so that's why I'm just giving her the beliefs. I mean, if you're not a Theta Healing practitioner, I can't just give you these beliefs right out, right? Okay. And then make sure you test beliefs like on all levels and all languages I'm worthy and deserving of my dream home. I know how to attract my dream home. It's already there for me. And then see if there's any vows, oaths, energetic contracts around being punished for leaving the home that you're leaving. I know you might have not made a conscious choice, but it feels like there's a vow, energetic contract that you need to be punished for leaving the home that you're leaving. So see if you can ask Creator to complete that as well. I hope that helped you, Maria. Okay. Ascending Universal Butterfly. Patience is my best friend. So valuable. Thank you so much, Susie. Very appreciative. You're welcome. Patience, I think, is a very interesting virtue that many people in society could do with a little more of, including myself, by the way. You're welcome, Maria, as well. Okay, where are we? Okay, you're welcome for explaining that, Namira. Natasha Pandey. Hello, Susie. Is marrying Sihai the right decision for me? Will we be happy together? Natasha, that's not for me to answer. That is something where you need to feel within. I appreciate you asking the question, but I cannot tell you on which person you should or shouldn't marry. So, most important here is to feel into your heart. And does it feel aligned for you? Do you feel excited about it? Does your heart light up there? Does it feel good? If it feels good, you know it's right for you. If it doesn't feel good, then you need to do a little bit of discovery. Why do you feel hesitation? Why does it not feel good? And is there something you can shift in your belief system that can align it if you do want to go ahead with the marriage? And if you feel there's something to look into further, you need some help, look up good Theta Healing practitioners and book in a private session there. Yeah? Okay. Let me do some downloads for you though, Natasha. Can the creative energy show you what it feels like to be worthy of love? And anybody else who wants that as well can obviously say yes. What it feels like to be worthy of love? What unconditional love feels like. That you're worthy of being with the person you truly love. What it feels like to have a healthy and happy relationship and that you're worthy of that. And how to enjoy the relationships that you're in. Yeah. Can the creator show you what it feels like? The highest definition of peace and harmony, of joy and excitement, and how to attract the beauty of that into your life. And what it feels like to be grateful and how to be grateful in your life. Okay. If you like that, you can just say yes. And these energies will come your way. Okay. Just one last thing for Natasha. Natasha, I haven't even looked because I don't want to look. I don't want to say yes or no. This is not for me to answer. So just don't feel like you need to doubt anything. I haven't looked. It's not for me to answer. Yeah. But I'm sure you feel in your heart what's right for you. Okay. Lotus of Serendipity. Thank you so much, Susie. Okay, we already had this. Danica, thank you so much. Amazing address. Yeah, we already had that. Okay, Holonate. I did work on my inner belief that I'm not able to get healthy. And second benefit, as you told me, why do my symptoms not get better still? Okay, so when we look at belief systems, it's not that there's just one belief. As soon as we shift it, it's all good. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes if we do one belief work session and we shift a couple of beliefs, things can really, really shift massively in life. But very often what's happening is we are carrying belief systems that are created in this lifetime, mostly in childhood, that are inherited from the genetic line, that are from past life memories or linked to the collective consciousness, that are linked to our soul. So there are a lot of different beliefs, and doesn't mean that when one session is done that everything directly changes or that a disease is directly changed, right? There might be multiple different ways where we are experiencing a challenging time or where we are holding on to an illness in the body. So with that, it's almost like, how can we be at peace with where we are at the moment, and then bit by bit continue doing the work on a consistent basis to start shifting the beliefs and peeling back the layers of the onion every time, another layer and another layer and another layer. And it doesn't mean that everything needs to be perfect, that all the beliefs needs to be resolved before we can be happy. It is every time we peel a layer and we change beliefs is when things start shifting in life, when energy starts changing in life, when you start becoming a little bit more in alignment with your true self. Now, sometimes there might be certain things that the soul decides to experience. And if the soul decided to experience a certain thing or have a certain experience, then there might be a reason for that. And that could be one of the reasons why things might not shift the way you want it to be. So there is not just one reason for things, right? There can be a lot of different reasons that sometimes are beyond our comprehension. That's what I believe. But what I do believe is by shifting our belief systems, we can change our perspectives on the way we deal with them. We can experience things differently, and something that might have felt really, really heavy before, by shifting your belief systems, you might can get a completely different approach and actually see opportunities in some of the things you're experiencing. So instead of saying, hey, this doesn't work or it hasn't done the specific outcome that I wanted it to do, what I'd invite you to do is connect to that divine energy, connect to that creator energy, and ask what you can do to enjoy your life more, what you can do to be more at peace with where you are currently. And when you do that, then there might be some new perspectives coming in again. And there might be a different enjoyment, like even more deeper enjoyment of life. And there's this gratitude energy that's going to come in then as well. Grateful for all the amazing things you have experienced already. Grateful for the earthly experience. Grateful for the people you have inspired and that have inspired you. And then that energy starts becoming a ripple effect and actually starts spreading peace on earth. Yeah. Start, like what I also hear for you is start sharing some of your experiences in a empowering way, so that people can actually like benefit from them and be inspired by them, so that they can also shift their perspectives. Because what you've done is amazing in the journey you've already done, right? The amount of work you've done on yourself. And it's so easy to go into a victim role, to go into a victim energy. But instead, you've done the opposite and you have shifted things around and went into like an empowering energy, went into like the higher vibrations. So what about starting to share that more with others, so you inspire them and show them that there's a different path? I hope that perspective can help you. Okay. All right, we're going to close the chat now for new questions. I'm just going to answer the ones that are in here, and then we're going to do a little meditation to shift some of my energy. You're welcome, Maria. Sweet Fairies, thank you. Makes sense. I'm quite impatient indeed. This experience is teaching me to listen to my body. I will be grateful for the actions I'm able to take and let things unfold. Very helpful. Well done. Natasha, thank you. Susie, you're welcome. Panagiota Birpaku. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your YouTube name. Hi, Susie. Can you see my divine timing? Let me have a look for you. What I get for the moment is like one of the divine timings you have agreed upon is spreading light on earth. You're really here to shift some of the vibration. You're here to inspire people, but you're gonna do it in lots of different ways. And it's about sharing what inspires you, what brings you fun, what you start kind of what you're excited about. And when you start sharing that, you're bringing over that excitement energy, that joyful energy, that happiness energy, and that puts on little light bulbs in the people who connect with that. And when you switch on that little, or when you provide the energy that you're bringing that allows them to switch on their little light bulb, then more and more people start lighting up, and that will really lighten the energy, increase the vibration on earth. And that's what I'm being shown with your divine timing. You can do that in many, many different ways, and you will do that in many, many different ways. The ways how, you don't need to know yet. It will unfold for you. Just keep sharing that light energy. Keep doing the things that you enjoy, that you're excited about. Okay. All right. Hollanate, you're very welcome. I hope that helped. And again, you're very welcome. Thank you. There's a message. You're brilliant. Well, I'm doing my best, and I'm glad it helps you. Okay. Last question for Ulku, and then we're finishing because I want to do the meditation for you guys. Hey, Susie, I would like to know what's ahead for me in terms of clarity, please. Thank you so much. Okay, Ulku, there is a little bit of an exercise needed in terms of what is going to change in my life when I have clarity. How is my life going to change? How are my children going to respond? What's going to happen in my relationship when I have clarity? Because there is an energetic block around gaining clarity. There is like, if I gain clarity, these things might happen. Or if I gain clarity, this and this might change in my life. And when you clear that block around what's going to happen when you gain clarity, then more of the clarity can actually come in for you. Yeah? Okay, I hope that helped you. Now I invite you all to just take a deep breath in and really relax. Become present with yourself for a moment. Feel your body. Feel your heart. Check in with it for a moment. Be present. Is the energy flowing easily? Beautiful. Now allowing the energy to come up from the earth through the soles of your feet, through your hips, up your body, all the way to the top of your head. Into a beautiful ball of light above your head. This ball of light goes high into the sky. It goes past the moon and the stars. across the universe. Just visualize it. And it goes through layers and layers of light. It goes through golden light, jelly-like substance, into the sparkling white light of the creator of all that is. You go deep, deep, deep into this energy. With your permission, I'm going to scan your energy fields to see what downloads you benefit from most in the Theta Healing meditation. This also works when you're watching the replay. The energy is really around patience and being at ease with yourself, with your own energy. So can the Creator show you, first of all, the highest perspective of patience? That it's safe to have patience without the fear of lacking behind, without the fear of missing out, without the fear of forgetting or being forgotten. Would you like that? Can Creator show you the power of patience? And that when you have patience, there is more headspace to guide you into the right direction, onto the right path for you. Can the Creator show you what that feels like? And how to experience that in life, how to become aware of that in life. And that you're worthy of that. Would you like that? Beautiful. Can the Creator show you what self-worth feels like? How to experience self-worth? How to know that you are worthy and that you are. Can the Creator show you what a life of plenty feels like? That there is plenty for you, that there's plenty for everyone on this earth. And that you're worthy of the abundance that comes with a life of plenty. And what it feels like to be grateful for the abundance in your life of plenty. When you like that, you can say yes. Can the Creator show you what it feels like to be grateful for the experiences you've had in life? To be grateful for the lessons you've learned? What it feels like to accept life the way it has unfolded so far? And that the acceptance energy allows you to create more of the life you want next, to create life on your terms, to create life in the way you desire. What that feels like and that is possible for you. Beautiful. Okay. And last download, can the Creator show you what it feels like to empower yourself? That you're worthy of empowering yourself. That you're worthy of healthy boundaries and what they feel like. And how to integrate these in your life in the highest and best way. Thank you. It's done. It's done. It's done. Would you like that? Then you can do a sparkly shower in this beautiful white light of Creator. And if you want to, you can stay connected. If you want to ground, you just witness the energy coming up from the earth through the soles of your feet. all the way to the top of your head, grounding your energy. Take a deep breath and open your eyes. It feels nice and light, doesn't it? Okay, that was it for today. I hope you enjoyed the session. If you liked the session today, please feel free to give this video a thumbs up, to subscribe to the channel. On Thursday morning, we will be back for a Theta Healing self-belief work session that I do live at 7 a.m. UK time. And otherwise, I can see you next week for some more psychic readings. Have a lovely week, everybody. Bye-bye.